Midnight strikes, fireworks explode, cheers echo across the globe. Streets are filled with people, laughing, dancing, embracing. Yet in the midst of all the festivities, one question remains. Why do we, as humans, celebrate this moment? Why January 1st? Who decided that this date, above all others, would mark the beginning of a new year? And what is it about this day that stirs a sense of hope, of renewal, in the hearts of millions around the world? Today, we're going on a journey through time. We'll uncover the origins of January 1st as New Year's Day, explore the science behind why we crave fresh starts, and travel through centuries of traditions to see how humanity has celebrated this timeless event. To understand why we celebrate on January 1st, we must travel back over 2,000 years to ancient Rome, to a time when the concept of new beginnings was reshaped forever. It's 46 BCE. The Roman calendar, a mix of lunar and solar cycles, was in disarray. The months didn't match the seasons. Festivals were held on random dates. Days were lost in confusion. Enter Julius Caesar, dictator of Rome, military genius, and reformer. He sought the advice of the greatest minds of his time to establish a more accurate way to track the year. Caesar introduced the Julian calendar, based on the solar cycle, replacing the old, unpredictable system. The first month of the year, January, was named after Janus, the Roman god of doors and transitions. Janus had two faces, one looking forward, one looking back, symbolizing the passage from one year to the next. For the Romans, January 1st became the symbolic date to honor Janus and embrace new beginnings. The Romans celebrated the new year with festivals and sacrifices, hoping to gain favor from the gods for the year ahead. But despite Caesar's reforms, this new system didn't stick everywhere. Many regions continued to celebrate New Year's at different times of the year. It wasn't until the 16th century that January 1st became widely accepted across Europe. In 1582, Pope Gregory III reformed the calendar once again, creating the Gregorian calendar we use today. His aim was to align the calendar with the Earth's orbit around the Sun, correcting the discrepancies caused by the Julian system. As part of this reform, he officially declared January 1st as the start of the new year for the entire Christian world. However, many Protestant and Orthodox nations resisted the change for decades, clinging to their own traditions. But long before Rome, humans marked the passage of time. Thousands of years ago, in ancient Mesopotamia, the Babylonians celebrated the arrival of the new year during the spring equinox, when the first crops of the year were planted. Their festival, called Akitu, was a massive 11-day celebration filled with rituals and feasts to honor the gods and ensure a prosperous year ahead. Across the world, the concept of the new year was tied to agriculture and the natural rhythms of the earth. In China, the Lunar New Year, often falling between late January and early February, is still celebrated with family reunions, fireworks, and rich traditions that honor ancestors and mark the beginning of the agricultural season. In medieval Europe, the New Year was often tied to religious observances, such as March 25th, the Feast of the Annunciation. This was when Christians celebrated the moment the angel Gabriel announced to Mary that she would conceive Jesus. The calendar itself was under the control of religious institutions, and New Year's celebrations were often subdued, centered around prayer and reflection. As Europe modernized, New Year's celebrations transformed from religious to secular affairs. The 19th century brought more extravagant parties, and the iconic ball drop in Times Square, New York, which began in 1907. The dawn of the 20th century solidified New Year's Eve as a time for merrymaking, marking the end of one chapter and the hopeful beginning of another. But why, after all these centuries, do we still feel compelled to mark the start of a new year? What is it about this date that drives us to set resolutions, make promises to ourselves, and dream of change? Psychologists refer to this urge as the fresh start effect. This is the idea that when a new year begins, we feel as if we're given a clean slate, an opportunity to reset. The brain responds to this sense of newness, releasing dopamine, the feel-good chemical, as we set new goals and envision a better future. This phenomenon isn't just psychological, it's biological. The anticipation of a fresh start can stimulate our brains, making us more motivated to pursue self-improvement. And it's not just about resolutions. On a deeper level, this moment taps into our need for hope, renewal, and transformation. It reminds us that no matter what happened in the past, we can always try again. Across cultures, the new year symbolizes a chance to give back, to change, and to dream. It's not just the passage of time, it's a powerful reminder that, as humans, we have the capacity to evolve, adapt, and make the world better. From ancient Babylon to modern Times Square, New Year's celebrations have evolved, but the essence remains the same: a desire for renewal, a celebration of life's cycles, and a collective hope for a better tomorrow. As the world celebrates another year, let us remember that every new year, every fresh start, is not just about changing the date. It's about embracing new possibilities. So, let's carry forward the traditions of the past, live in the hope of the present, and look boldly to the future. Happy New Year, everyone, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Bye-bye.